The AAU, right?
Yeah.
The name sounds familiar, John. I remember him. Matt Dufresne, yeah.
Yeah, he won the America and the Universe same year.
I remember him. I do.
Cool. What do you guys think about the guest posing at the Pittsburgh?
Cartoonish.
Yeah, we were talking about that before
Yeah.
you guys came on.
Look like cartoon characters to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, huge.
Was Curry having a tough time keeping up here?
Oh yeah, yeah. He was outclassed. I mean, the guest posing is not really. That's not the Olympics. So
No,
Yeah.
it's not.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Here's what's for here.
and it's often how you plan the year. You know, I think he did.
True. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, Derek looked unbelievable.
Yeah.
no, he's
No,
definitely.
He's definitely not doing 212.
Well, I mean,
was he 260 here or what?
that's what I hear. I hear it was like
60,
I think he's
65.
about 255. Yeah.
yeah, 255, 260. That's what I hear, and in amazing shape. I mean, how do you suck that down to 212?
He'd have to lose 20 pounds of muscle.
Exactly.
I mean, you can see him when he's standing next to Nick. I mean, he's not
No.
outsized. I mean, he's got his shape and he has all the muscle in all the right places. I mean, I was like super impressed with him.
Me too.
So
I
that
don't-
means he would have to qualify, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you'd have to do an open show. Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
There be enough time for him to do that? I guess there would be.
Oh yeah.
oh yeah.
The show's not, the Olympia's not till December. So
Right.
I guess Hunter didn't get the memo. They're supposed to wear shorts and not posing trunks. He's the only one wearing them.
Well, he's in the shape. I mean, he's staying pretty tight. So he was
Really
in
good shape.
He was in good enough shape to wear the trunks. Where most guys, when they're not in, their glutes are soft, they're throwing the shorts on all day. So
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I remember when Lunsford competed against my guy Mike Cleaves when he won the USA. My guy placed third. He was always kind of like a genius in getting to the weight in the last second. I remember he posted pictures where he was like 211, like a day or two before.
yeah.
And he had to weigh in with 197.5, I believe.
wow.
And he did it. So yeah.
Yeah, I remember the first time I seen him, it was at the junior nationals when he won the overall there. And as soon as he walked out in the middleweight class, I was like, that's it. I mean, he's your overall champion. I mean, he was that impressive. Even he was just all put together even then. So
it wasn't like that at the USA because he was not in great shape.
right.
He never really was, other than last year when he won the Olympia. He
Yeah.
had very soft body parts, but then he had also very incredible body parts. His glutes were shredded and his chest and shoulders were not. So even last year when he won the Olympia, that's the only thing you could maybe say, that his chest shoulders are still relatively soft compared to the rest.
I just think I think last year was just because he's not a 212 bodybuilder.
Right.
I think he had to suck down so much that, you don't have enough time to fill that much out. I mean, so depending on
He definitely could be easily in the finale of the Open.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I mean, he's in my opinion, he's more complete than Hunter.
Yeah.
Right.
If you're looking at this physique, I mean, he has every body part, and if that's nailed, conditioned, I mean,
looking at the guest posing, the only thing he is a little bit lacking. That's probably only because he's so big, is his arms.
right. If you see some of the shots, they look pretty symmetrical with his overall physique.
Mhm.
I think it's just like from the rear double, they may be.
You have with Rami, Brandon, guys with big arms.
Yeah.
What happened to Rami? I know there was some talk about it, but I haven't watched any of it.
Well, I hear they didn't let him on the plane. So
Is that what it was?
well, who knows? I mean, who knows?
Interesting.
I'm extremely curious of Rami, especially after what his coach said after the last Olympia, that they couldn't really train all year last year because of some health issues. So this is going to be a total different year where he can go full speed all year. So I don't know how much is just talk and how much there is to it. Gonna be curious.
Do you think he's going to retain it again, JP?
Well, not if he shows up like last year, I believe. If he shows up like the year before, it's going to be very hard to still beat him, you know. But I'll see how much progress Nick made, you know, when it's all said and done. Hey, by the way, did you get the tickets?
I did.
Yeah, me too.
Saturday.
Me too. I got to organize the timeshare.
Are you you're going to Friday and Saturday or just Friday?
I bought both tickets for Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
I bought the best available. What tickets did you buy?
I bought Saturday.
I mean, what section? Right behind the VIP section?
Yeah, right behind the very first section behind the VIP, right in the middle.
I went a little bit out to the corner. I just prefer that, be a little closer. I mean, I don't know exactly the setup of this, but I like to be a little bit closer, even if it's not always straight on, you know?
Yeah.
So I went to the outside section, first row.
Okay. I'll look up the Fridays. I may go to the Fridays. So
I had to think about if I go to the Saturday, would it not be for the bikini? I wouldn't even go Saturday. I'm only interested in the Friday.
Yeah, because they do the awards on
Pre-charging is what's really important. Yeah?
Well, they haven't put the. Do you usually go to the expo or no? I think your wife likes to go to the expo, right?
Yeah, I tried to get away, but you know, we'll see.
they haven't started the tickets for that yet. So, John, you going?
Yeah, I should be working again.
Okay.
Yeah. Are some of the pre-chargings at the expo again, or is it different now?
I think it's at the expo. That's what it said.
Then you need extra tickets because otherwise you can't get close.
I think that's why they're waiting to sell them. That's why they haven't started selling them yet.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Because I kind of always tried to get close and never could. So if I want to see any of the pre-chargings at the expo, I got to buy the extra tickets.
What hotel are you guys staying at?
I think JP is going to get a condo. So we were talking about sharing
we have timeshare. Sometimes they're one, sometimes they're two bedrooms. If the usual ones we get it at the Chateau, Marriott Chateau, they're nice 2-bedroom apartments. So my wife is looking into it. Sometimes they're only 1 bedrooms, but most of the time they're 2 bedrooms where you share just a kitchen. Anything else you totally separate, even your entrance. So if that's the case, you're welcome to join. Yeah.
Okay.
John, what company you're working there for?
Well, I've been doing backstage interviews the last 2 years when it was in Orlando. Sean Ray got me in there doing it. So
that's very cool.
Yeah.
As far as I know, I should be doing it again, but we'll see.
Speaking of interviews, can you tell us a little something about the Jeff King interview?
Yeah. I talked to Matt Dufresne, who I met him on Facebook. And I know he was a former AU Mr. America, so I asked him if he wanted to come on the show. And he's like, well, he goes, I hate doing interviews by myself. He goes, is it okay if I bring Jeff King? And I'm like, yeah, sure, you know, because everybody wants to hear from Jeff King. So, yeah, I guess they're pretty good friends. So they got them both. I got them both at the same time.
What state is Jeff in now?
I think he's in Massachusetts still.
Okay.
So he's a state trooper, I think, and he's a chiropractor. He's working for daycare, I think.
You did one with Rich and Lee, and did you do an interview?
Yeah, last week we did
a tribute.
Rich Gaspari and Lee Haney and Samir, and we talked about Eddie Giuliani.
Okay,
who passed away last week.
Yeah, I thought I saw that.
Outside from what we know, did he talk about? Did you guys talk about that whole attempt or try to compete at the Night of Champions and why it never really happened?
Yeah, I asked him about that, and he said it was all set. He was training for it, and he said he got there, and at the last minute they told him no. And then he was also supposed to do the Grand Prix right after the Olympia, and I think it was 87 because he mentioned Essen, Germany, and I know Lee Haney won that one. Remember that, Phil? It was right after the Olympia. Yeah. And he was going to go to that, and I think he went there. He was ready to go, and then, they told him no at the last minute.
Wow. But
they were kind of using John Brown as an example because John Brown did the NABA, And then he was allowed to come over to the IFBB. So,
Well, I mean, Charles Claremont, Edward Kowak,
yeah,
and several guys that have come over.
they wanted Jeff to start all over
Yeah.
as an
I remember
amateur.
that.
And he was doing great with seminars and posing exhibitions out in Europe. Like
Right.
he said he was working like 7 months of the year, traveling to all over Europe, Australia, everything, you know. So he was making really good money, especially for the mid 80s in
Yeah.
bodybuilding, you know. So why give all that up, you know, to just try to make it as an amateur, you know? There's no guarantee he would have got his pro card, you know. Then maybe he would have got beat.
Yeah. That's
Hmm.
too bad.
87, there was probably some of the roughest time to get pro cards, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Really giving out a couple.
Trust me.
Yeah.
Oh, man, wouldn't it have been great to see Jeff Keen against Lee Haney and Gaspari? I mean, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Too bad. I mean, we'll never know. Yeah?
Yeah, it's one of those things we'll always think about. Like it's like Arnold and Bill Pearl in 1971. You know, what would have happened if they would have been able to go up against each other
Was not Arnold the only one on stage in 71?
at the Olympia? Yeah, but he was supposed to do the NABA Universe, and then Weider didn't allow him to do it. So it was Bill Pearl and Sergio and Reg Park, and I think Frank Zane was also in it. And that was supposed to be the one where Arnold and Bill Pearl were going to face off against each other, and Sergio. It would have been Arnold, Bill Pearl, and Sergio. And then he couldn't
That would
go
have been a
over.
good one. Yeah.
Well,
What
yeah.
was in 71? I mean, that was, I think, the second, third best shape of Arnold. Was
Yeah.
Bill in that kind of shape to be a threat to Arnold in that time?
Well, Bill was big. He was, I think, 243 back then. And, you know, he definitely wasn't as cut as Arnold. So I think Arnold probably would beat him. But Bill was very well respected by the NABA judges. So I don't know if Weider was afraid that the NABA judges were going to pick Bill over Arnold, and that's why he didn't let him do it. You know, I don't know.
I just read something about Bill. I think he had the surgery, or he was in the hospital.
He was riding a lawnmower, and the lawnmower flipped over, and I think he landed on his head. But I guess he's doing okay. He's 91.
Wow.
He's 92 this year. He was in a hospital, but his wife has posted stuff on Facebook.
Wow.
He said he's doing good.
Great. Nice to hear.
That guy's a beast, man. I had him out. I had a show in Chicago in 2011. I brought him out, him and his wife, and I gave him a Lifetime Achievement Award. So I think he was 85 at the time or something like that. He's a big guy, you know, just a big bone structure, big hands. You know, he definitely didn't look like he was in his 80s.
Yeah. Yeah. He didn't.
That's crazy.
Definitely did a lot of things right, huh?
Yeah, for sure. That's what we were talking about on my podcast, because Eddie Giuliani lived to 87.
Yeah.
And that's what Lee Haney was saying. You know, he said a lot of those old school bodybuilders lived to 80s and 90s, you know.
Yeah.
I was going a little deeper into Ed's book. You know, I never really got over page 100. And there was one chapter he dedicated to why they're suddenly dying. They didn't in the 80s. And he said it was kind of 95 when the addition of or more common use of growth hormones came in.
Yeah, yeah.
And that combo with large doses of growth hormones and steroids really kind of enlarging the hearts. That's what really did it, in his opinion.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of interesting. So I'm definitely in that second category. That's a little scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm completing my whole series of medical tests next week, you know, with the cardioechogram.
Yeah.
I did a lot of blood tests. I did stress tests. Now the cardioechogram next week. Then I'm meeting the cardiologist and blood expert on June 6th.
Okay.
To get a conclusion from all of that. So I'm still right now taking blood every week. And the blood results look really good, but cardioechogram is a different story. So I'm curious. I will share that here, whatever comes out of it, and what the conclusion is.
Are you feeling anything, JP? Or you have any problems? Or
Oh,
anything?
I feel absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, you're just getting it checked out.
But it can be misleading. Yeah?
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
So, but I also, like I mentioned before, I changed my life a lot. Just kind of recently, where I started to do extreme sprints on the bike and change my food and to take I'm on a peptide regimen. So I just started a new one, kind of anti-inflammatory gut health program, where I do 20 days of PPC 157, followed by 20 days of TB 500, followed by 20 days of TPF or TPV. So that kind of, I really, really feel great. And then I go between Kisspeptin 10 and LR3, kind of for the muscles, and take 50 milligrams of testosterone a week. And that in combination with good health. And we'll see, you know, I'm feeling really, really good, but so did many others who simply fell over
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So,
You guys see that? I know it's changed a little bit, but that column von Moger, see where he tried to commit suicide?
Jumped out of a window or something.
Yeah, he jumped out. You guys remember what he looked like, right? I'm pulling up and see if he's posted any recent pictures before this, and it's how he
I
looked.
mean, he's always well known to be somewhat of a troubled character, huh?
Yeah, he still got 3.2 million followers.
Wow.
This was a few weeks ago. That's kind of what he looks like now. He's
Wow, that's amazing.
he's all tatted up.
Don't show that my wife; she divorced me immediately.
Hey, was he an actor? I mean, or getting into acting?
Yeah, he played Arnold in the bigger movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wasn't that right around the time that he tore his quad?
Shortly after, I believe.
Okay.
Shortly after.
Yeah.
He is a pro, huh?
Yeah, he got his pro card during right at the start of COVID.
When was this quad picture there on the? When did he tear that?
4 years ago, April 19, 2018. April 2018.
Now he tore a bicep too.
Yes.
Him and another guy were trying to curl 2 1/4.
He does a lot of stupid shit. He does.
Yeah.
Why would you do that?
For views.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 3.2 million followers. What does that tell you?
Wow.
He's got so much potential for doing something, you know. And
he looked great in that movie, Bigger.
Yeah,
Bigger. The Arnold movie. What was it called? The Wieder brother movie.
Yeah, Bigger. Yeah,
Bigger.
Yeah, Bigger.
Bigger.
Yeah.
I thought he was the best thing in the whole movie.
Yeah.
Although
Sergio was in it too, right? He played his dad.
Yeah, Sergio Oliva Jr. Yeah.
Although we all know that the Joe didn't have to go to the mountains to find them in a stable training.
They kind of exaggerated that a little bit, huh?
Yeah, a couple things were wrong.
What's the name of the movie?
Bigger.
Okay, Bigger.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to look for that.
I talked to Ed extensively about the movie, and you know how close it came because he was part of all of that. And he said when you watch Betty, it's almost creepy how similar the actress was than Betty Wieder.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
She was beautiful.
Yeah.
There was this scene where Joe tried to build a gym, so he talked to this banker. This must be very, very early. I don't know, 60s or you know. And the banker is what you want me to give money for? What? A place where a man go to sweat? Yeah, the guy totally fat, smoking. You know, the banker. Yeah. Joe's like, yes, that's exactly what I'm asking. So, so Ed told me that really it was kind of like that, you know.
Oh.
I saw them film some of that movie. I was talking to Dan Solomon, and he was like the producer on it. He was the one that got the whole thing rolling because I think he went to college with a guy that was in the film industry, and he was still friends with them. And he was talking to the guy, and he said, you know, they should do a movie about Joe Weider. And so then that's what got the ball rolling, and then they got the Weider family involved, and then years later they did it. So then Dan said, he goes, hey, we're filming the 1970 Mr. Olympia contest, and it's going to be in Birmingham, Alabama this weekend. Like, so I drove down there from Tampa, and I watched them film it. So Sergio was there, Sergio Oliva Jr. and Callum, and I sat there the whole day and watched them film it in this theater.
Oh, they did that famous towel scene, huh?
What scene?
Arnold and when they were helping each other warming up, Arnold and Sergio with the towel.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know if it ever was in the movie, but I seen from the shooting that famous scene where they both were pulling on a towel.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I always
Yeah.
felt like he would have been much better served like a 6-part Netflix series or so. It's just no way you can put that life of Joe and Ben into a 2-hour movie. Yeah?
Yeah.
They're supposed to be doing a Netflix series about Arnold this summer.
How are they?
Yeah, like a 3-part. One will be about him as a bodybuilder. One will be about the actor, and then the other one will be about the politics.
I mean, with actors or the documentary?
A documentary. So they're interviewing. The producer contacted me because I had some of the guys that Arnold competed with on my show, like Roy Callender, and he wanted their information. Mike Katz, because he was going to interview them for the series. So they've been working on it for a while.
I think it was one of your postings where you did have kind of a similar physique to Arnold, huh?
Yeah, in a way, yeah, the structure a little bit.
Yeah. Interesting.
What y'all think about the Indy Pro coming up? You want to see the lineup?
Yeah, this weekend?
The guy who works with Matt, what's his name, Griffin?
Charles Griffin.
How freaking improved is he, huh?
Yeah, he looks amazing. He looks really, really good. Got him and, of course, Justin Rodriguez.
Yeah, Justin must probably be the favorite.
Yeah, definitely.
Max Charles looks good. I saw some pictures he posted.
Let me ask you guys, have you ever seen Blessing or Wodibu?
Yeah. I think the last show he did was the Indy Pro last year, correct?
Okay.
Yeah, he kind of screwed up. He depleted too much or something, but yeah, he looks good.
Okay.
Just he didn't know how to dial in the past to kind of.
His legs looked like they were way undersized.
Yeah.
That was
So
a dieting issue.
See if he's posted anything recently.
He sure had a great off season, and
Yeah.
so he should be in the top 5 hopefully.
Got good shape.
Did he get? Was he third last year?
Those legs look good there.
Mhm.
See, but also, last time we also got those great pictures from him, ahead of the show, and then it all fell apart. Yeah.
I know he went from Chad Nichols. Now he's working with George Farah this year.
Mm.
So, see what.
So that's this weekend.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're having a live stream of it for like $9.99 or something. I'm probably gonna get it just to check it out.
And then does this lead up to the New York Pro again?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
Looks
21st.
good there.
Yeah, looks real good there.
Looks good there. I mean, I'd like to see his quad straight on, but
Mhm.
from the side, it looks good.
Yeah, they look real good from the side.
What was the show that him and Nick were trash talking? Was that the
Indy
Tampa
Pro
Pro?
last year.
That was last year's Indy?
Was it Indy? I think
New York.
New York. Yeah.
Because it was in Tampa last
I
year.
don't even think Blesson made the top 10, did he?
Yeah. I think he did.
Did he?
Yeah, 6th or 7th or something.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that show. I was at that one.
Let's see who else.
No one was Nick at that one though.
Justin Rodriguez.
Yeah, Justin Rodriguez.
He should win the show if everything goes normal.
Yeah,
I think if Charles comes in really, really good and improved, he'll give him a run for his money, I think. So it'll be close. I mean, I seen a picture of his rear double and he was looking way improved and just crazy.
Is this the first time that he works with Matt, I guess, for the show?
No, he's been working with Matt for the past several years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Who's going in the New York Pro? Anybody else? Any other big names?
I have no clue.
I don't. They haven't. Have they put out the list yet?
Probably not.
I don't think they have.
I think Justin is planning on rolling into the New York Pro. I think that's a title that he still is trying to get and wants to get, being that he's from New York.
Why does none of Justin may be the exception. Why do most of the really big guys not do the New York anymore? It used to be like the show number 2 and then number 3 when the Arnold's Classic started.
Yeah. It was the night of the champions.
Yeah, that's right. He looks good.
Mhm.
I remember it was
This was 3 days ago.
Oh, really? Wow.
I've seen a picture that AJ posted today. I mean, and he's even sharper. He's like the last minute guy that comes in. I mean,
Yeah.
Justin always
Here it is,
dials in
right
like
here.
last. Yeah, I think that might be the one. And that's just low carb. So
Mhm.
no, AJ's I got to give it to AJ. He's masterful when it comes to his dialing in process. I mean,
Yeah.
How old is Justin?
he's in his mid 30s, I believe. He got a late start.
Is he?
Let's say 35, 36.
I think it looked like he did at the Arnold prejudging.
Yeah.
He looked really good there.
Max hasn't really posted anything. When was this? That was just 2 days ago.
Yeah.
He's not showing much.
No. Mm.
I think I showed these last time. 2 weeks out. Here's 2 weeks out. Yeah. You know who else looks good is I've interviewed him on here, Charles Griffin.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what we're talking about. He looks good.
Is that him there?
So Front Lat post today next to Matt. I think they just posted that. That was just incredible.
Was it on Matt's page?
Yes.
Okay. Do you have Matt Jensen, Jason?
Yeah. That'll be fine.
Yeah, you see his back shot there, the rear, the lat, and the back double. Looks pretty nutty.
This
Is it
one
on
here?
the story?
That's Charles. Dude.
Maybe. Oh, it's in the mirror. The one in the mirror there. That's just a lineup thing. You know, the very last posting. You check that thing in the mirror out when you
This
go
one here?
closer. Yeah.
Is there?
Let me see if he's got something in the story. Hey, look, I recognize that guy.
Is there something like a real discrepancy when you look at the thing between left and right leg?
Huh.
When you zoom into
I can't zoom in on it for some reason.
Yeah.
It won't let me. Yeah.
well, it'll be interesting. Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, you can see a little bit difference here, but not much. Oh, well.
Well, this was supposed to be the week where we have Nick on, huh?
Yeah. You wanna tell everybody what happened, JP?
Well, I hope he will listen to what I have to say.
Yeah.
So I was, put in touch with through a friend. I had a very nice video chat with Nick 2 weeks ago, and he said, "Would you come on our podcast?" And he was excited, So I would love to come on the podcast. I said, "This is kind of what we do. We all big fans. We love your work ethic. There might be a question or two where since it's in everyone's mind right now, what you do for your health. We're just not gonna just talk about training and you taking any precaution to make sure, with all the recent controversy." But he said it's fine. It's just all good. Then he was supposed to come on 2 days later. Then I think Jason got in touch with him. And then a few hours, what was before the podcast, he was, I have bad allergy attack. Since my wife has similar issues, I gave him the benefit of the doubt. I mean, of course, skeptical, but I sent him a text message. I'm very sorry. And hope you feel better and have a great guest posting in Pittsburgh next week. And then we get in touch so we can maybe set it up for in 2 weeks. And no answer. I contacted him a couple of times. I think Jason did too. No answer.
Mhm.
And the first day when I initially got in touch with him, he answered always right away in seconds, like most young people do. They live on those phones. Okay?
Yeah.
So after Pittsburgh, tried again to get in touch with him. No answer. So I asked, I was just curious. I didn't want to let it go. I asked a friend to initiate our contact to say, can you get in touch with him? And Nick answered right away. So I said, is there a problem? Does he have any contract obligations, anything that he can't come here? So his answer was very short, and my friend said something like that. So I thought, okay, maybe through the supplement company, through Fouillard, maybe Fouillard doesn't want him to come on, but he didn't really answer it. He was very, very short.
Mhm.
And then the conclusion was that he can't come because of that. But that seems not to be the reason, because he goes on other podcasts pretty much very frequently, even as late as a few days ago.
Yeah.
So Nick, I mean, what is a man if his word is not worth anything? I can't understand that. I have no problem not coming here. Just text and say, look, this is the reason I can't come. Don't just go away. I mean, we see you as the young upcoming guy with the great work ethic, family background. I was very impressed. Your family, is with you, and then you give us this treatment here where you just go away and cannot even stand up for yourself and say what's the matter. So it's very disappointing, at the least. We're still big fans. Still hope he changes his mind, but just let us know what's going on. It'd be nice to know. And that's kind of the story from my point of view.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I got a similar text today from somebody else that was supposed to be on the show too, and he said basically he has anxiety and he only likes going on Fuad's show for some reason.
Tell me that. Fine.
Right.
That wasn't Nick. That was somebody else. We know who it is. But it's just kind of weird how all of a sudden his people
even if you tell me, look, I don't feel like it because I didn't like the way our talk went, or I don't like your podcast, or whatever the reason is, it does not matter. You understand? Just don't just be silent, silent.
Yeah.
And the anxiety thing, it didn't come from Nick, but he's going to be possibly the next Mr. Olympia. So I'm sure he can overcome anxiety to come on a podcast.
Yeah. John, I'm sure you run into that a lot, huh? When you try to schedule people, or you get the ones that'll say, "Oh yeah, next week," or you don't have to name any names, but
Yeah, with the older guys, it's just getting them to do it. A lot of them, believe it or not, don't want to talk about their careers, which I don't know why, because I would think it would be like one of the highlights of their life, But and some of the older guys, they just don't know. Like I tried to get Eddie Giuliani when I saw you, Phil, and
I do. I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, and because I was training with Phil in the morning out at Gold's Gym when I was out there about 4 years ago, and we saw Eddie in the morning, and I'm like, "Oh, Eddie, I'd love to have you on my podcast because I know he's got a million stories being around Arnold and Joe Gold and all those guys." And he goes, "What's a podcast?" He didn't know what a podcast was. Charles Glass was laughing. He's like, "He doesn't know what a podcast is."
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I tried to get hold of him, and I was asking you, Phil. Remember, we couldn't even find him because didn't he stop going to the gym after that?
He did. Yeah. He moved in with his daughter.
Yeah.
Larry Jackson said he had some problems with I don't know if it was dementia or something. There was a reason he couldn't live alone any longer.
Yeah.
So he moved in with his daughter up in Rancho Cucamonga or something like that.
When did his wife pass away? Was it before that?
That was, I think years earlier.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah. It's frustrating. I know for us, I know Ryan, he can vouch for this. Lee Priest. I know you've had him on your show, John, but he's done that several times to us. We've been like this, waiting for him to come on, and he's at the last second. I can't. I got so and so going on. And several times he's said he'd come on and just doesn't.
Well, he may not be able to now. I don't know if that makes a difference that he signed a contract with Species or with Dave Palumbo.
Oh, he might. I haven't asked. It's been months.
Yeah.
One thing about Lee does a lot of different podcasts though, still to this day.
Yeah.
And back to the Nick situation. After that Thursday night when he didn't come on because of his allergies, I seen that Fuad the next morning had a brand new show like at 7 a.m. that Nick was a part of. So
yeah.
So I was like, well, oh well,
If he just said I'm committed to Fuad's show, which he's not, because he was on Greg Duchette's show 3 days ago. He's been interviewed by Greg several times. So I don't unless he's got something going on with him, but I don't think so.
It's funny, when John, when you say that some of the older guys, they just don't want to talk about their careers.
Yeah.
And I remember when I moved to Palm Springs and Bob Paris lived here, and I was so excited. I ran right up to him and said, "You know what we have in common?" And he's like, looks at me, says, "We both placed, we both won the universe, and then placed 7th at the Olympia. Our best results are kind of similar."
Yeah.
He did not want to talk about bodybuilding at all. He didn't want to talk to me.
Yeah.
He
That way,
was just
right.
yeah.
He's
You know,
really, really anti-bodybuilding.
He opened an Instagram page, and he said in the page that I'm not here to talk about bodybuilding. He wanted to read some of his poetry.
Yeah.
And whenever someone would say something about bodybuilding, we followed him for a while. He would just he wouldn't answer. He didn't want to get into that at all.
Yeah, it's so weird.
Does he even realize what a legend he is? I mean,
I know.
there's a whole category pretty much based on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has to know. For some reason, I don't know why, he just doesn't want to talk about it.
And he wrote a book about his life in bodybuilding, The Gorilla Suit.
Yeah, several books.
It was a really good book.
Strange.
Don't know.
You know, another one who doesn't want to do any interviews is Muhammad Makawe.
Wow.
He's on Instagram too, and I tried contacting him, and he told me in no uncertain terms, "I do not want to do interviews. I will not do any interviews."
Really?
Wow.
Have you ever had Barry DeMay? You ever had him?
Yeah, I interviewed him when I was in Vegas for the Olympia, and we did it in like a hotel room. But I've tried to get him on again because he looks phenomenal. He just turned 60, and he's in awesome shape.
Yeah.
I've messaged him before too, and he just basically told me, "I don't have time right now." I mean, he was honest. I respect him for that.
Let me try. We're somewhat friendly. Let me try with him.
Have you done something with Gary Stridham, John?
I've contacted him a couple of years ago, but I haven't reached out to him lately.
I talked to him lately. I mean, modern talk, text.
It seems like it's the newer guys that I have the issues with. Most of them won't even answer me.
I mean, you would think that they would spread themselves as wide as they can with every little outlet possible just to improve their brand.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah, especially if they're still doing something in the industry, fitness related. You would think they would want to talk about.
I even
every different shows, all these different podcasts have different people that listen to their shows. You would think. I mean, even if you're a sponsored athlete with somebody, I mean, if I was sponsored somebody, I would want them out as much talking about everything possible on as many different.
I can guarantee you, in an outlet like this, I would have gone on every single show back in my days.
Well, yeah, it's a great way to promote yourself. I mean, nowadays there's no magazines. There's nobody doing it for you.
Yeah.
You have to do
Would
it.
it be?
This is like today's magazine. What we're doing now.
If Joe Weider would have let us.
Right. Yeah.
I actually talked to Sergio not long ago. He wouldn't come on unless I paid him.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He said, yeah. He says, honestly, he says, I can't come on unless I'm getting.
What kind of money we're talking about? Did you ask him?
You should have fished around.
I bit my tongue. I don't want to.
Right. Gotcha.
But I got $10. How much do you need?
Tell him I have a few bitcoins running around.
Yeah, I mean, I could start a GoFundMe for something, and see what I can get. Let's see how many people want to actually see you.
It is. I seen him commenting on stuff pretty much daily.
Yeah, it's like, you're good, Sergio, but you're not that good.
He went to Dubai, right?
Yeah, that's what I heard.
He's moved there. So I don't know if he's got business out there, a contract or
Oxygen.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Is he going to compete this year?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know. That costs you for an answer. I have to let me see how much I got in my savings. I'll get an answer for you.
Oh boy.
Something else.
Funny.
Well, I know that Dumay and Gary, I'm going to give it a try.
Okay.
I remember not too long ago where Gary and Mike Quinn got into a huge back and forth online about who betrayed who and who was betrayed where, and should have faced what. And wow, his passion is still there.
I'd love to talk to Gary. I mean, has he really done any interviews with anybody? Not too many, if he has.
Oh,
Didn't see anything.
Now, where is he? What country is he in? He's in Asia, right?
Taiwan, I think.
Taiwan. That's right. Or something like Taiwan. Yeah.
It's an unusual choice. I would like to hear about that.
But yeah, he may have business there. He had a supplement company at one time. I don't know how that still exists or not.
I did an interview with Mike Quinn years ago, and there was a fight backstage between Phil Hill and Ron Love. And I think Phil Hill cold cocked Ron Love.
Wow.
And then Mike Quinn got in the middle of it and tried to break him up. So then I had Ron Love on my show like a year ago, and I asked him about it. He told me the whole story too. He said the same thing. He said Phil Hill was just acting crazy. They were backstage at a Grand Prix show, and I don't know, he was asking like when the bus comes or something like that. And then all of a sudden he just went nuts and he cold cocked Ron Love. And then Ron Love grabbed him, and then, Mike got in the middle, and, he told me the same story. Well, then I put that section of the interview up as a special video. It was only like a 3-minute video.
Yeah.
And I put it up on my YouTube page. And then Phil Hill was commenting on it. And he goes, "That's all bullshit." He goes, "I want to talk to you. I want to give you the real story. He's a faggot and all this shit." He's saying all this stuff, So I tried to contact him back on the YouTube thing. And I'm like, "Man, I would love to do an interview with you." But he never responded. So I don't even know if it was really him. Maybe it wasn't him.
Now, was the punch before he went on stage or after they went on stage?
I think it was after. I think they were waiting around for the bus or something. But I've got the videotape of that contest.
From all of those guys in the 80s, I think Ron Love is probably the last one I want to punch.
All right.
Yeah, right.
No, he was a cop.
Yeah, he looked like a pretty
Big guy.
Yeah.
He looked like a pretty badass to me.
I've interviewed him.
Oh,
Yeah.
I have his contact. I mean, I could ask him.
He said he'd love to. He really enjoyed being on and would love to come on anytime.
Yeah. He said he'd come
Is he
on
not
again.
kind of considering going back on stage again?
He was last year.
I think him and Robbie were kind of having a little rivalry, but I don't.
Yeah, he was talking about. He seemed pretty serious about it too.
Yeah, but he was talking about going to Olympia, but he wasn't even qualified.
Yeah. The Masters Olympia.
I based a lot of my workout split on Ron Love.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
So it's very impressed.
I'll reach out to him again and see if he can come on.
Yeah.
So I don't think he's done much interviews since he hasn't done any in a while.
Not for a long time. I haven't seen anything on him.
No,
Well, I did one with him last year.
that's when mine was last year. Mine was right after Dave's.
Okay. Yeah, since he was talking about doing the Olympia, I don't think he's done any.
Yeah,
All right.
I think he's still in Detroit.
he is. Yeah, he's still at the powerhouse up there. He was.
Original. Yeah.
Is that powerhouse still going in Lincoln, in Detroit?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Will Davish is still doing it.
Mhm.
Wow.
Hmm.
That's amazing.
Amazing how many great athletes, male and females, come out of Detroit, huh?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Linda Murray used to train there too.
Yeah.
The current Miss Olympia,
Andrea,
yeah.
she trains there. Yeah,
Oh, does she? Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah, she lives there. Mhm.
Oh, really? Huh.
Mhm.
Wow. She's cool. I met her a few times. She's really cool.
Yeah, I've had her on here. We her and Linda together. We had them on
Okay.
a few months ago.
Yeah, she's a great champion. I think she's going to hold that
She
title.
is.
For a while.
She'll win for many more years.
Yeah.
She's going to stay in the driver's seat for a while.
Mm-hmm.
She's got the physique. She's got the personality. She's,
Mhm.
She's very intelligent too, isn't she? She's very smart as well. She has all of her. She's well rounded.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great when you see a champion who's got a great personality.
Very well
Interact
spoken.
with the
Very well
fans.
spoken.
Yeah, yeah.
I think she graduated from medical school, didn't she, Jason?
Wow.
Yeah. Yes, because her mom was a nurse and she went to school. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to promoting, we really don't get much out of the open guys right now, huh?
Yeah, it's a shame. It's kind of it's a weird time in the sport right now. I mean, it's weird. There's not a whole lot of action really going on.
I mean, the top three are pretty much never here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Body. Yeah.
Right.
And then I don't know if Hunter is shy or I don't see much of him other than his Instagram stuff.
Yeah. Nick's very much. He's out there. He puts himself out there.
Yeah.
You know, everywhere but except our show. But I mean,
And when I saw the pictures from Pittsburgh, I was like, too bad these guys aren't doing more guest posings, like all over the country.
yeah. What?
But it's not available. It's not available to them. Yeah?
No, they don't.
Yes.
There are no guest
I don't
posings.
know why. I mean, the promoters are doing phenomenal. I mean, some of the shows, the numbers are through the roof. I mean, they have the money. They have the money there. That I mean, I don't know. It was always exciting. I remember when I first got into the sport, and the first show I did, Kevin Lerone was the guest poser there.
Yeah.
And just seeing these athletes, and you're being in such a awe of watching them do their thing.
I'm wondering what would get paid today because Pittsburgh doesn't pay.
No.
Yeah.
I was going to ask you, so that was part of the contract or something to go up there, or what?
No, it's well understood that you go when they ask.
It's a man show.
It's Jim Mannion. So that's the president.
Yeah.
Plus these contests now, they have so many divisions.
Yeah.
It would be hard to squeeze a guest poser in there. And I don't think the audience would really care because they see them all the time on YouTube. So it's not like when we just saw them in the magazines and then, when you got to see them at a contest, it was something unique. You got to see them for the first time.
Yeah, but look,
I wonder the lack of the guest posing because we all know that, seeing somebody on Instagram and seeing somebody in real life is two totally different things. When you see a Nick Walker in person, it's like,
Lunsford created a huge buzz this week.
Yeah, definitely. I would say people talk about him more than anybody.
Oh no, he's definitely the standout in my
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Hey, Ryan, you'd be happy to know that Larry Wheel started his OnlyFans page.
Oh, did he? I'd be happy to know. Okay.
Yeah, just in case you're wondering.
Let me go check it out real quick.
In case anybody was curious.
Okay. All right.
What's his next move? Does anyone know?
Apparently OnlyFans. I'm sure he's going to make a lot of money on it.
Well, sure.
He's got over 3 million followers.
Wow.
Does he really? Wow.
3.3 million. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy.
I saw a show out in Boca, and Phil, do you remember when I was doing my interview with you and Tom? Remember Tom Twiller was talking about how these bodybuilders hold their arms out like this,
Right.
like the motorcycle pose?
I do.
I was dying because in the men's physique,
That drives me crazy.
the lineup comes out, right, and they go to the back. They turn to the back. Every guy in the lineup was like this. Every guy.
When did that exactly start?
I don't know. It's unbelievable.
Somebody started because it's been like that for.
I think it was kind of Phil Heath, but he could do it.
Who?
Phil Heath, but he was maybe the only one who could pull it off.
Yeah. But I mean, we're way up here.
I mean, it's even in the amateur level. I see
It's
it.
straight. I mean,
Yeah,
how many times when I'm working with, so I got to correct them because they all automatically go here.
I always feel like,
No.
look how big I am.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what was funny was they had at the Pittsburgh, they had a pro men's physique and Sadiq Hatzovic won it.
Yeah.
Somebody posted his routine on Facebook. And when he went to the back, he doesn't do that. He puts his arms down by the side. So here's a guy who's winning a pro physique contest. And a pro men's physique contest. And he's not doing it, but all the amateurs are doing it.
I trained a Physique Pro last year for the show. As I went to his house, he started this weird flying thing. And I said, "Hey, stop!" So I showed him a picture of Samir Banut.
Yeah.
I says, "Let's do this a little bit more like that." And it was a real problem to pull his arms down. He was so used to, but he looked so much better.
Yeah.
And of course, 2 weeks later, up on stage, the arms come right back up.
Yeah.
But when you practice doing the wrong thing for so long, it just becomes natural. This becomes like, it's hard.
Do they have like posing coaches? I mean, where are they getting this from? Or are they just copying off everybody else that does it in the contest? I don't know.
YouTube.
Yeah.
It
YouTube?
would be interesting to ask Ian what he tells his athletes in his posing seminars about that.
Yeah.
Well, Ryan does the posing seminars with them. They don't do that.
No, I mean, it's somebody. Anytime somebody does, I'm like, just relax. I mean, I have them just completely relax their arms all together.
Yeah.
And work on just flaring the lats first, then
Yeah.
setting your arms. They go straight here. I was like, no. Drives me crazy.
Oh, it's retarded. It's so stupid.
I
They're copying
I
what they
think it's going to flare their lats out more or something. I
Makes
don't
their back look way worse because it totally lengthens their back out. They have
know.
no.
Big time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Hmm. Well,
The higher you hold your arms up, the bigger you are. So I don't know.
Any
suitcase.
competitors are watching the show. Don't do it.
The only time I seen this in the 80s and 90s were people in clothes at the expos, at the FIBO, people walking around in a crowd to
Right.
were pretty much nothing.
Visible lats.
I was walking around like that.
We call that the invisible lat spread.
Right.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
pretty much.
Oh well. Well, I think that's a highlight
Yeah.
of this week.
Well, I'm heading.
Thankfully, knock on wood, we don't have any deaths to talk about.
I'm heading. I'm heading to my mother-in-law's birthday party.
Boy,
Oh, tonight.
Turning 75 tonight, or tomorrow actually. But yeah.
Oh, I wanted to ask you guys, how close y'all are those fires going on? I saw some community with a bunch of mansions and stuff getting burnt down.
Man.
oh, that's south. That's Laguna Beach area,
Okay.
which is south of LA.
Yeah,
I
they
live
said
in the desert. There's no way. The
so
fire
nothing-
can catch over here.
nothing burns there.
No,
No.
Maybe.
No trees up there.
Yeah, they
I mean,
said
when it
there's
was really bad, you occasionally kind of smelled something. But
yeah.
my mother used to call me from Switzerland. Oh my God, get out of the house! I said, look, California is 9 times bigger than Germany. I told my mother, and Germany is about 10 times bigger than Switzerland. So
Yeah.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Speaking of which, I talked or didn't talk with Francois and I have been messaging each other the last couple of days. So he said to say hi to everybody. And
He's still on vacation from his marriage, I heard. Huh?
yeah, he's he'll
It's-
be back in July.
Yeah.
Where's he
He
at?
gets it.
He's over in Switzerland, isn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I told him you have it the wrong way around. Everybody leaves here in the summer. It's coming back in the summer. It's 120 degrees here.
Yeah.
Does it get that hot?
Yeah, it does.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Mhm, mhm.
What are the summers over there? How hot?
In Switzerland,
Yeah.
it's like 78, 85 maybe.
Oh,
That
wow.
high. Huh.
Yeah. It's very, I mean, if there is when it gets occasionally every few years close to 100 people start dying, the elderly, because they have no ACs.
Sure. Yeah.
So,
Now, don't you promote a show over there every year? Or you're a part of it?
yeah.
When is that?
September, Swiss Grand Prix. And now we finally got the pro status. I mean,
Yeah.
pro qualifier status, but
Uh-huh.
there's not enough time to do that this year. So we're going to keep doing the regional in September and then do probably or hopefully a pro qualifier in April.
Now,
Yeah.
JP, is that the IFBB over there?
No, we're NPC. So that was our big issue because till 2 years ago, the the Elite League was still way, way stronger. So we had a very tough time getting competitors because they all we were threatened by the Elite League if they compete in our show. It's the only one in that country from the NPC. They will be banned for life. And the athletes were kind of scared. They didn't really know. But the Elite League became such a joke, nobody cares anymore.
Now, who had that? The guy from Spain had that, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
So now nobody. So the first year we only had 77 competitors. Then the Chang and Mannion, they felt like, well, this is just not good enough for us to give you guys pro qualifier. But Switzerland is absolutely ideal for a pro qualifier because it's in the middle of Europe and you have Austria, France, Germany, Italy. You have all those countries surrounding it, and it would be it's going to be great next year. And
Let me ask you, JP, what was your native language growing up? German?
Yeah, it's mine is German, but my state is half. It's half French, half German. So François is from the next state. He speaks French.
Right.
I'm from the German part, but we all grew up kind of speaking both languages.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So Franz Prost was, I think, speaks Italian, French, German, and English.
Wow.
Yeah, French, German, and Italian, right?
And our German in the southern part of Switzerland includes a lot of French words. You know, you can really clearly hear the influence of the French language where I lived. So, yeah.
Cool.
Are you competing this year, Jason?
I am.
When's your show?
It's probably not going to be till the 25th of June.
Oh, coming up.
USA or no,
Mid-Florida.
not mid Florida. The week after.
The Southern USA, right?
Southern USA.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
The Hyatt in Orlando.
In Orlando. Okay.
That's Shannon Day's show, right? The Southern USA. I think she's the promoter.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And then hopefully Pittsburgh in July.
Okay.
Well, we'll see.
Bill, are you ready? So it's 3 weeks, 2 weeks? Our little
Our
all-star seminar?
It's next Saturday.
Next Saturday. Oh, my God.
Yes, sir.
It's
Yeah.
a good thing you talked.
What an incredible lineup we have up there. John Brown, Mike Christian, Samir Banu,
Yeah.
Bill Williams, Sean Ray.
Wow.
Aaron Baker.
Oh, Aaron
Kevin
Baker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Is Sean going to be interviewing you guys?
He's
Yeah.
the host. Yeah.
And then one young guy, me.
Yeah. You're the youngest.
Wow.
Well, at least I'm not the oldest. I can say that for a change.
Well, JP, if you ever come to Powerhouse in Tampa, we got the video playing. We got the 90. I think it's a 96 battle for the Olympia. So we got you up there.
Yeah. That's great.
And then,
Hey, guys.
and then we'll go over to MI40 and see Nick
Yeah.
after we're done with that.
Hey, I want to ask you guys a question. Since you guys live in Florida, there's a lot of pros, the newer pros or the younger pros are now living in Florida. It seems like there's a lot of bodybuilding in Florida now.
There are.
Yeah.
There are. Well, they're saying Tampa is becoming the kind of the mecca of Florida, right?
Wow. What happened to California? There's no one here now.
No, we have then Tampa, East Coast, and Vegas pretty much representing on the West Coast when it comes to bodybuilding.
Vegas is the place, right? And then Florida.
Yeah. You had some down in Boca area down there, but it's so expensive down there. So property is just so high.
So what you just said is Nick lives where you live?
Nick's in Tampa.
In Tampa now.
Yeah.
He
Derek
wasn't
Lunsford.
Boca. He relocated to Tampa.
Yeah.
Derek Lunsford's out here too.
I should just pack my microphone and show up at his gym.
I can take you there. I know right where he's at.
Call up Ben Pekulski and tell him you're on your way.
Yeah.
I think Ben's wife owns it now.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
I was doing a podcast yesterday. It's not a big one. It's more about powerlifting. I went on there for the second time, and I was talking to the guy and said, we have a really great thing here, and I'm surprised so far. I mean, I'm positive it will that not more viewers, are listening to our podcast. So he said, well, he used to be very close to John Meadow, and John told him when he started his YouTube channel, he just for years, like 3 years in a row, posted 5 videos a week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always said I'd love to put more content out if I have time.
Yeah.
Like
Can you make smaller clips of our shows?
I could. I can break them up.
John, I was listening to one of your podcasts. There was with Phil. Phil was on it, and I forgot who else. And then there's that podcast, I think I mentioned it, where you guys were reading that statement of Lisa Lyon.
Yeah.
And when I went into the podcast, you had it very nicely listed. What is when, I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Because I just don't often have time to listen to a podcast for 2 hours. So that just kind of went through the sections I liked.
Yeah.
That was a good idea. Maybe we can think about something like that.
Because then when you're watching the video, you can see the different timestamps on there in the bottom.
Cool.
So we would have, for example, minute 12 to 16, JP's challenging Nick.
There you go. Calling him out.
There you go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, did you see that that Peter Clancyr, the German, is he German guy that he's making his,
Czechoslovakia.
is he? I know he's competing at the Indy Pro this weekend.
Is he really?
The first time he's competed in several years, and he's looking pretty
Well,
good.
to say he couldn't get the visa,
Okay.
and he's hoping for New York they will all be settled.
Is that the
So
Peter?
he's not
the
doing the
Peter
Indy.
Clancyr?
I thought he was doing the Indy. No, he didn't. He didn't get in.
That's what he said. He couldn't get a visa, and it's not ready on time. So hopefully he's up in New York.
Thanks.
What's his name?
Peter Clancyr.
Oh, here he is. Yeah, he's right here. It says out due to visa issues.
Well, okay.
Yes.
Yeah, pull up his Instagram. He looks. I mean,
Yeah, he was really great, and then he started to become a vegan, and lost a lot of weight, and now he's back at it. I love this physique. Always did. He's great.
they show some of his posing on his. If you pull up his story, like towards the end of his stories, they show some posing. You kind of see a few little shots of him doing some, looking pretty good.
Yeah,
He's not
He's
under.
he's a tall, big, white guy. Yeah.
Yeah. Pull him up as P on Instagram is PETAR KLANCIR, right?
Yeah, I got him here.
I have him. Yeah.
If you look at it, I mean, it's like towards the end of his story, he's doing like a back double. He's looking pretty good. Well, that's unfortunate. I wish he would have got his visa because I want to see him on stage again.
Yeah. Speaking of mass monster, that's a big guy.
Yeah, go towards the end of his
I seen that posting 6 days ago. I think it's the fourth posting in. That's big.
check him
He
out.
must be over 6 foot.
Yeah. He's a big dude. I mean, let's see. He'll hit some back shots too. And he looks pretty impressive.
Impressive, yes.
Hopefully for New York, huh?
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, Czechoslovakia always had great bodybuilders back in the days.
Yeah, they did.
you got a lot of density.
Sure.
Mhm.
Yeah, it looks good.
Shoulders are huge.
Mm-hmm.
Bodybuilders and hockey players, huh? And tennis players even.
Yeah, great bodybuilders.
Yeah, I used to compete there at the European Tour, and I never seen so many kids with hockey sticks running around Prague.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
I gotta leave here. I need to get ready and.
No, we're good.
There.
Yeah, I have in-laws here and my wife's family's here. So
All right.
All right,
Okay, guys.
All right.
Nice seeing all of you.
All right, gentlemen.
alrighty.
Talk to y'all
Thanks.
next. John,
Bye.
thanks for coming.
Hey, absolutely. Good seeing you guys.
Thanks, John.
Yeah, done. Thanks, man.
All right. See you guys.
Take care, guys.
All right, guys.